If you're seriously hurt or critically injured...
Ambulance service, is the patient breathing?
He's struggling to breathe.
Very seriously injured.
In some of the UK's most remote places...
Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
There's just been an accident on the M1 motorway. It's on fire and it's gone into the railway bridge.
Your life is on the line.
How far did he fall? About 5 metres.
He's intubated and ventilated.
You need some of Britain's most elite medics.
Is there any serious bleeding? Yes, there is, yeah.
Can't feel legs, anything below my neck.
We're in a remote location in the middle of a woodland. They've broken their back.
The speed of the Yorkshire Air Ambulance can make the difference between life and death.
Your discretion, take off.
ZS 99 lifted.
Today, the team raced the clock.
20 past, we need to leave here.
Okay, cool.
That's lift, not leave here.
Yeah.
And a badly injured boy's life is at stake.
He has got some very nasty injuries. Could be a lot of stuff going on inside that we don't know about.
Storm Henry hits the north, and a rider is blown off his bike in the fast lane.
I remember hitting the concrete, but then I realised I was in the road, so I just turned over as quickly as I could.
And paramedics Pete and Adi search for the missing victim of a 100-mile-an-hour smash.
They were in the van.
They were in the van.
Yeah. Where's the driver for that car?
It's early evening over South Yorkshire, and the team has a late job.
About 160, Gary.
Paramedics Pete Rhodes and Lee Greenwood should be heading home. Instead, they've been scrambled to a country park near Rotherham. A 12-year-old boy is badly hurt.
Is the patient breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing. There's the bridge in Rother Valley. He's fell off the top of the bridge, landed straight on his leg and smashed all his face in.
The reports come in that he's fallen at least 10 metres, which is quite a substantial height there for anybody to fall from. It can lead to quite substantial injuries depending on what they've landed on, how they've landed on.
Time is pressing. Dusk is approaching fast.
Well, what time was it on? 25 past, wasn't it? Yeah. For an hour.
We're south end of the lake on the disused road.
Yeah.
The accidents happened in woods surrounding a flooded quarry, now popular with water skiers.
Yeah, okay, the crew's just got to the station. There's no update as yet on the condition. If you see the ambulance, it's parked pretty much on top of the bridge there, underneath the bridge, where the ambulance is parked over.
Got it. Yeah, I see. We've got visuals of scene over. The pylons don't cross over the railway line, so I'm happy with that.
Pilot Gary Brasher must avoid the cables used to pull water skiers across the lake.
No, it's alright, guy. Keep the line like sign on.
Hang on, got the wires.
Yeah, got the wires, mate. Quite close. They're moving away from us. See the tracks? Yeah, he's actually under the bridge, Gary, further across.
It's a remote area, and ground paramedics have been sent in force. Speed is essential if the team is going to fly their patient to hospital in Sheffield, 10 miles away.
Oh, nearly. Watch your doors, close your doors. Sorry, fella. Hey, that's from 9 on the ground.
There you go, alright.
This guy's been walking across this bridge, and we think where that wood's broken away.
Right.
Where it's come through.
Right-hand side.
I've just done best I can with that one.
No, it's fine. I'm quite happy like that.
It is an open wound.
Is it what on the inside here, is it?
Yeah, he's got bones.
That's it. Hello, Kean.
Thank you, mate.
Hello. Alright, my name's Lee.
12-year-old Kian has plunged through a Victorian railway bridge. His leg is badly broken, so is his arm.
So you're walking across top then, Kean? Yeah. Do you remember everything that's happened to you? No.
He's barely conscious and in terrible pain. His thigh bone is shattered. Accidents like this can cause lethal internal bleeding.
If you start feeling anything different or anything new, you need to let us know, okay?
Kian's mum has rushed to the scene.
Kian, I'm here.
Okay.
What you done, baby?
She's already dealing with one family crisis.
I've got a piece of it, yeah.
My niece is suffering from cancer.
Okay, sweetheart, don't worry.
What's he doing on there?
He'd been warned not to play here. The bridge is outside the park.
I told you not to knock about with that boy, didn't I? I'm not shouting at you.
Nobody's touching it, buddy.
It's just mummy.
Dance, yeah.
Lee must reassure his patient's family.
he's definitely broke that wrist, and that leg's definitely broken. Okay, he's not going to be at school for a while. Okay, all right. But just give us 10 minutes because we need to package him up, and we need to take him to the Children's Hospital at Sheffield. Okay, yeah.
Lee has his work cut out. He's struggling to give Kian the painkillers he desperately needs.
That's a nice big dress. How much does he weigh?
I think he's about 12, 13 stone.
12, 13 stone, is it?
He's a big lad, but his blood vessels are tiny.
Kian, we're trying to give you some medication, but we can't get into your veins, okay? Okay, so we may have to go into your leg. It's going to be no more painful than your broken leg already.
They decide to use a tool developed for combat medics in Iraq. A drill that will allow them to pump drugs direct into Kian's bone marrow. It's a moment's pain for almost instant relief.
It's going to take a couple of minutes, but it's going to work really well, okay.
His mum has calmed down, but her son's case is critical and the clock is ticking.
Once we've got him comfy, then when we start moving his legs about and his back and stuff, it'll be a lot less distressing for him. Poor lad's absolutely terrified, so we need to get moving really. I think we're going to be running out of daylight fairly soon. Got 35 minutes.
But before Kian can fly, his rescuers must straighten his broken leg.
That's it.
Well done, lad.
That's it. Nice and relaxed, kids. Nice and relaxed.
Even with their strongest painkiller, it's agonising, but necessary.
Let's work it over. Let's work it over.
I can feel this muscle. Just relax your muscles, Kian. Relax your muscles.
Well done, lad.
Right, Kian. Just put your arm across your chest. Just relax. Relax it. Put your arm onto your chest for me.
You're doing fantastic.
Okay.
Done it.
Take this arm and hold there on top for me. Okay, that's your job now, Kian. So we get to hospital, okay?
The light is fading. The clock is ticking.
20 past, we need to leave here.
Okay, cool.
That's lift, not leave here.
Yeah.
Full power.
Okay, ready, steady. Roll.
Big breath.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, cheers. Right, let's get him strapped up.
If they take too long to stabilise their patient, it may be too dark to land at hospital. Sheffield Children's Hospital has no landing pad. They must land in a public park across the road.
310, Gary. Okay. 5 miles.
Helimed 98 is at full throttle. They're just 5 minutes from hospital.
Seriously get to a stage where he wouldn't legally be able to take off and the aircraft would have to stay there. Flying at night's a totally different ballgame.
Pete Skrying increasingly concerned about Kian's condition.
He has got some very nasty injuries. There could be a lot of stuff going on inside that we don't know about. The key thing at the time was to move him. We have to move a lot of broken bones, and to do that we have to sedate him with a bit of ketamine. He's still hurt a bit, but he won't remember a thing about it in the morning.
Surrounded by the bright lights of the city centre, they're descending into the park.
NS from 98 Finals for Children.
But there's no sign of the hospital staff.
We don't seem to have any porters. Nobody here.
Thankfully, they soon appear.
Do you bring me a death kit?
Kian faces emergency surgery. He's in a very serious condition. This will be a long night for surgeons and for their young patient's family, and the outcome is far from certain. It's a bad day to be a pilot.
Between 250 degrees, 24, gusting 35 knots.
Air controlled airspace, not above altitude 2,000 feet.
Storm Henry is making the skies over Yorkshire a tricky place. At Leeds Bradford, the UK's highest airport, even the airliners are getting a rough ride.
Golf Alpha Charlie, Roger 3, call Doncaster 126.225.
The Helimed team are also taking a battering today. And according to the forecast, it's going to get worse.
You can see from that picture there, winds are going to be quite lively today. And obviously it's going to prove an interesting day, I'm sure.
And it's not long before Helimed 99 is heading out to the A1 motorway.
Helimed 99 Alpha, report letting down.
The storm's first victim is a biker, blown over in the fast lane.
The accident is back under those wires. Yeah.
Paramedic Pete Valance finds his patient lying on the central reservation.
How you doing? My name's Pete. Don't attempt to move till we can check you over fully.
Hello.
Okay, how you feeling?
Anything that's a bit hurt, well, my shoulder, right shoulder.
Yeah.
My right, kind of like elbow joint. I mean, I can move my arm and stuff, but it's just a bit...
It's causing you a bit of pain to do that, is it?
It's not painful, it's just a bit uncomfortable, to be honest.
Is it?
But the rest of me feels fine.
All right.
Mick escaped death by inches when he came off in front of several heavy lorries.
The motorcyclists were overtaken, the wind caught him, he got on the grass and he came off. And that's where we're at now.
Several trucks collided, avoiding Mick. One was carrying hazardous chemicals.
So have you laid your bike down and ended up here?
Well, it was a combination of the bike going down anyway, you know what I mean? And I remember hitting the concrete and sliding down, and then I realised I was in the road, so I just turned over as quickly as I could to get on here, because I knew I'd be in the shit.
It's a wise move, yeah. And once, I mean, you're laid in a nice soft place here as well, aren't you? So if you're going to lay anywhere on A1, it's here.
The central reservation is all that's protecting Pete and the team from the vehicles on the other carriageway.
I know I can't feel through your body armour there, but how's that?
I can feel that there.
Yeah, and you can feel me touching both arms. What about down here?
I can feel that.
Is it painful there?
No.
Just squeeze my fingers. Great stuff. And this side? Wonderful.
Hey?
Does that feel normal sensation?
Yeah,
okay, can you bend this knee up towards you and back out? What about this one? Wonderful. We're looking fine. Let's get an isolated shoulder as you suggested with this guy. Yeah, at the moment the motorcyclist appears to have got out of it pretty lightly. Possibly got an injury to his shoulder, that musculoskeletal injury there. But nothing that looks life-threatening, so I'm just going to check the occupants of the other vehicles now. How far has it come back? There's been some impact, hasn't it? So I'm looking at 2 casualties. ABCs on both of them look fine. One's still in his cab. I'm just going to be checking him over now. Motorcyclist looks like a shoulder injury.
The A1 North is blocked, with hundreds of drivers caught in the jam. But Storm Henry is causing pilot Chris problems too. It's dangerous to stop the rotors in high winds.
How are we doing?
I was going to say, I normally get it off better than that.
Pete's taking no chances with his patient. Mick has no symptoms, but broken necks are common in bike accidents.
Right, I'm just going to support your head there. Try and keep as still as you can while we do this.
He's off to hospital for x-rays.
It would be 10 minutes, yeah. Just for your information as well, due to the wind conditions, the pilot won't be able to shut down the aircraft. So one of the crew members will just come over just to brief you to come under while the aircraft's running. Is that okay with you?
It's time to get going. Biker Mick was heading home to Scotland. Now he's on his way to A&E in the nearby town of Harrogate. A trauma team is waiting for him. In the next hour, x-rays and scans will reveal the injuries Storm Henry has inflicted on the team's patient.
And it's a wild one across North Yorkshire this afternoon, with storms continuing and damaging gusts of up to 70 miles an hour likely later, and it's causing disruption.
At the air ambulance base in Topcliffe, there's a call from the dispatcher.
Man got a job for a kiddie knockdown with broken legs. If we're happy to start heading that way. Yeah, we'll go on it, mate.
Good starting, clear left. Yeah, clear left. 35 knots, left, steady.
Pilot Ian Musette is fighting to keep Helimed 99 on an even keel.
Don't like that at all.
Their patient desperately needs their help. The accidents happened in a village near Leeds Bradford Airport. Cases involving children always add urgency for paramedic Pete.
You don't get a very nice feeling in your stomach when you hear that, no matter what. Not a nice thing to go to, but something that we've got the kit to deal with, so we'll hopefully do the best we can. Ooh, still bouncing about, aren't we?
It's a rough ride for Pete and Leon. At Leeds Bradford Airport, even the jets are struggling to land.
Quite a bumpy afternoon up in North Yorkshire, so hopefully we'll get there.
Been flying into a crosswind most of the time, so it's hampered progress quite a bit.
25 knots, gusting 3-5.
That's more than 35 knots, that wind. Certainly is. Whoops, you bugger.
Ian's in luck. There's a cricket pitch next to the accident.
Check, please. Okay, doors, please. Safe lock front line. Safe lock remote. Looking clear to the left of the moment.
He's using all his skill to get the team down in the teeth of the gale.
You're still clear in the rear, about 20 metres. Cheers.
Leon's patient was knocked down by a stretched limo after he got off the school bus.
Hello, little man.
Front of this vehicle, hit the mirror, and the driver thinks he's being dragged.
12-year-old Matthew Mosley has a badly broken ankle, but it's his head injury that's more worrying.
Right foot's now in a splint. It's open down to an open fracture in there. Really bad circulation below. So just above ankle, it's like mid.
Okay. You look for a pedal pulse or not? It's blue.
Very, very weak.
The pulse in Matthew's foot is weak. It could mean the brake has trapped or severed some blood vessels, and that can lead to amputation.
So lower tip fib, yeah?
Lower bit tip, but it's quite blue down in. Pulse is out so hot at the moment.
The team know children like Matthew can at first appear well, even if they have serious injuries. But there's a high risk they'll then suddenly deteriorate.
Let's have a look again.
I want to give LGI a quick call.
Matthew's mum has arrived. Her other son Ryan saw him dragged under the car.
Where's Mum?
Take care, fella.
So we believe he's actually been struck on the head by the wing mirror and then gone under the car, and that's what's then done his leg, yeah?
Leon's trying to reassure his patient. He knows it's vital Matthew's head is scanned as soon as possible. It's feared he may have a bleed on the brain.
He's normally fitting well.
Yes, yeah, bit of a worrier.
All right, Matthew, what I need you to do is you need to stay really calm because we need to get you to the best hospital, and the fastest way of doing that is by flying. But to help me, you need to be nice and calm, and I'll help you by looking after you. How does that sound, my little man? Yeah?
It means braving the storm on a tricky flight into Leeds. The wind's now so high, some jets are diverting to Manchester, 30 miles away.
So you're going to be brave, yeah? No tears. Stay with me, yeah? All right, cool. Hi, it's Leon off Helimed 99. 10-year-old male who's been struck by a 4x4. He's got a head injury, dragged under the car, partially open tib fib on his right with vascular compromise. It's starting to turn to blue. Let's get Daxton and BP on him. We'll start the helicopter now, okay?
Can you call him, please, over?
All right, you're doing really well. Okay, you stay nice and brave for me.
Okay, into the hover. Helipad departure. Back the same way we came. All happy? Yeah. Okay, we've got movable field ahead of us. Yeah. So I'm just going straight up and accelerating away.
Ian's listening to other pilots struggling to land at the airport.
Right, Rogers, minus 50 knots, come on, 73 aircraft.
Did you hear that? 50 knots at the airfield.
He's heading for a helipad 50 metres across on the 8th floor of the General Infirmary. It's surrounded by tall cranes. He's talking to the hospital's firefighting team.
Just stand by, we might have to do a hot unload, it might depend on the wind.
In this situation, everything needs to be tied down.
If that's the case, you'll need to move the mattress off the stretcher, please.
We're going to land now. All right, we're in the hospital.
If I get too close, shout at me. Oh, don't worry, I will. Finals LGI.
And I'm finals LGI.
Helideck from 99. And the wind's blowing a gale down there. Yep. Big stops all over the place, isn't it?
The wind is so strong, Ian is finding it impossible to correctly position the helicopter for a safe landing.
Stand by. Overshooting.
His first attempt fails. He'll have to circle and approach the helipad again.
Helimed 99 is going round for another attempt at the LGI.
He attempts a second approach. And this time, Ian makes it stick.
We got here safely.
Matthew's heading down to A&E for x-rays and scans.
We'll get him on, even if we have to bin the scoop. Go and find another scoop and we'll just go.
Speed saves lives in trauma medicine, and a team of consultants has already been called in to take over his care.
All right, Matthew, nearly there. You're doing well, okay?
Does that go down?
So right at the top on leave, everybody ready? Steady, move.
An orthopaedics team are preparing to operate on his shattered ankle. and vascular surgeons will work to restore the blood flow to his foot.
This is Matthew, 11-year-old male. Approximately 50 minutes ago, he stepped out from behind his school bus and he's been brought under the car, a stretch Hummer, dragged along probably about 10 metres, and we found that he's got quite a nasty open lower right tib fib fracture with vascular compromise, very weak pedal pulse, and it's blue. His obs about 10 minutes ago, pulse 130, rest 18, BP 130 over 79.
But his head wound, inflicted by the limo's wing mirror, is the most urgent.
When he was struck on the head, no LOC, GCS 15 has been throughout.
Neurologists will be examining him immediately, and he'll undergo scans within the hour. For paramedic Leon, there's only one hero of this rescue.
Oh yeah, pilot, he's in his paycheck today, Ian has. We went round again because in gusts of 50 knots, you know, it's quite difficult to keep the aircraft stable, as you saw.
The team's given Matthew the best chance of a good recovery. Now it's up to the surgeons. Yorkshire's Three Peaks tower nearly 3,000 feet over the Dales. They attract an army of enthusiastic fell walkers, but in bad weather, this is a very dangerous place. And when things go wrong on the hills, it's the volunteers of the Cave Rescue Organisation who are there to help. And today they've called in Helimed 99.
I've just spoken to MRT regarding the weather. They said that where the patients could be brought down to should be cleared of cloud. And if you approach from Ingleton, you should be cleared of cloud also.
High on a hillside, a female walker is seriously ill with hypothermia. Pilot Steve Wardby and paramedics Lisa Raywood and Al Day have been called out to fly her to hospital.
We're on our way to Ingleborough. The local mountain rescue team, Cave Rescue Organisation, have picked somebody up with hypothermia. The weather is a little bit cloudy just above us, so we're just having to pick our way down the valleys a little bit to get to where we need to be. So it's taking slightly longer than it would do normally.
Paramedic Al is a mountain rescue leader in his spare time. He knows these dales well. The walker's life could depend on his navigational skills.
I'm not sure we're going to get over this, you know. If we go left, and then we can follow that valley, and then go up the wharf and round. Yeah, I know what you mean. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That takes us to Kettlewell. And then I can go right at Kettlewell and go up Buckden, and round the corner. I'm tempted to continue straight on, you know. Okay, yeah, looks like we'll get through, doesn't it? Go to Littendall. Yeah. Because it looks quite bad round to the right. Yeah. Yeah, there's a big, like an archway in the clearance there. Yeah. Yeah. That's 99. We're just going over Kettlewell now. ETA 5 to 10 minutes on it.
Back at base, the dispatcher is doing his best to coordinate the helicopter and the mountain rescue team.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah, Roger received. I've got you on there, Spider Tracks. I've just spoken to MRT. Departure out a landing spot. It said it should be okay for weather. And I'll update them with your ETA on it.
It may be clear ahead, but cloud is closing in around pilot Steve. If it gets worse, he may be forced to land or turn back.
Yeah, just slowing down here. There's no references beyond that ridge. Okay.
It's getting harder and harder for Steve to continue.
Right, and more wires just on that ridge there, look. Yeah. Cool. They're running below me like that and across that to your right. Right, we'll go across this one at the 12 o'clock, yeah. Alright, slowing it right down now, okay. We're not going that way.
The mountain rescue team are getting increasingly concerned for their patient. She needs a flight to hospital.
Helimed 99, this is Crow Base. Our radio of the vehicle is open on 62A, but is not receiving you at the moment. Over.
Yeah, if you could relay a message that we've just passed Malham Tarn, approaching the low ground to the south of Ingleborough now. Should be with them in about 5 minutes.
For a moment, the cloud lifts, and the mountain rescue team contact them from the hillside. It looks like they're going to make it in.
Yeah, 99, we've got 2 landing sites, one by our vehicles, but the casualty party is about 200 metres further up the hill. If you're able to get nearer to them, that would be a preferable site. Over.
Yeah, visual with your vehicles now. If the other site could pop a smoke, that would be appreciated, over.
Roger, I'll tell them to make smoke now, over.
Steve's now just below the cloud base.
See smoke, 12 o'clock. Yeah, affirm.
Mountain Rescue are using smoke flares to guide them in.
KNS 99's visual, we've seen landing shortly.
Roger.
I think the best thing to do for us is just to park it here because this is flat. Yeah. I'm going to bring the tail further right. KNS 99's landing scene.
Hello. Their patient has hypothermia. The cold winds and mist up here have chilled her, despite her outdoor gear. If the body's temperature drops below 35 Celsius, it can quickly become life-threatening. The brain becomes confused and breathing shallow.
Pulse of 82, sats of 100%. They had her on O2 at first, and we've checked her sats when we've got here.
Okay. Is she on her own?
No, she was with a group, but they've gone.
All right, okay.
The colder you get, the more confusion increases. Mountain Rescue got to their patient just in time.
She was very cold and she was responding to voice, but she's in good hands now, so she'll be away and she'll be fine.
Got BM 3.9, but it is dropping despite hyperstop being given.
Paramedic Lisa is still very concerned.
Yeah, Mountain Rescue have wrapped her up and everything. She's cold and her blood sugars are low.
They need to get their patient to hospital as quickly as possible. And pilot Steve doesn't want to hang around here either.
As you can see, the cloud base is quite low and it's closing in as well, so it's important we get off here fairly quickly and give us the best chance possible to route around the high ground and get to Preston.
Stability is the most important thing with hypothermia. You need to get them insulated and warm, and once we get them the helicopter fired up, we can get the back of the cabin pretty warm pretty fast.
We're going to follow the tracks back the way we came. Yeah. I'll get the 150.
Running from the weather, Helimed 99 is going to head west to Lancashire and to the major trauma centre at Preston.
KNS 99's lifted, routing Preston.
Roger.
There's people actually setting off to go up the hill here, look. Yeah. Right, actually I'm going to take that exit over there. The valley, yeah. Okay, where's... Okay, we'll just go around the back end of Ingleton. Head over towards High Bentham. Yeah. Yeah, once you get to High Bentham, you can take the railway line, can't you? So some other way. Yeah.
They're following a rail line westwards. In low visibility, it's an ideal aid to navigation.
Helimed 99 Alpha finals for Preston 1.
Lisa is increasingly concerned. Her patient is still very unwell.
Okay, thanks.
For her, hospital is a welcome sight.
KNS 99's landed Preston.
Their patient is heading for a special heated hospital bed designed to slowly warm up hypothermia patients. But she's still not out of the woods. Recovery can't be guaranteed.
Overnight frost and expect the roads to be icy in the morning. And that's your Minster FM traffic and weather update. We'll have more information for you coming up in 15 minutes.
It's one of the shortest days of the year, and the roads are busy with rush hour drivers keen to get home before darkness falls. But Pilot Ian and paramedics Adi Fell and Pete Rhodes have another job to do. Wreckage is strewn across the dual carriageway running by the airbase. The result of a high-speed crash involving a van and a high-powered BMW.
Top traffic, Helimed 99 Alpha, lifting, departing to the A168 by the Shell garage.
This is going to be the shortest flight of the year for the team.
Right ahead. Yep, that's the one, mate. That's the diner.
The crash has happened at the end of the runway, less than 2 miles from their crew room.
Got standing traffic on the A168, located scene, over. How much daylight have we got?
That's it.
Almost as soon as Ian has taken off,
Okay, guys, where do you want to go?
he's looking for somewhere to land.
I can't land on the dual carriageway, the road's not closed. No, that's fine. There's no gaps in the hedge in that non-muddy field. There's a gap in the hedge to the left. They've got that parking area next to the diner, don't they, with the white fencing around it. Do you want to go there?
The black patch, that'll do. I reckon it's...
Okay, I've got the fencing all round and I've got the high signpost on the right. Yeah. You keep your eyes on that signpost, mate. Yeah. Gonna pedal dash a few cars, all good all round? Yeah, we're good to the right. Yeah. Good to the right.
From takeoff to touchdown, less than 2 minutes.
99 on the ground.
The white van is barely recognisable, its wheels nowhere to be seen, its cab crushed.
Holy shit. You can see it's nosed over, and then the BMW's gone off there. You can see where the shrubbery's broken. It's bounced back out. And then gone in and then come back out.
The van cartwheeled down the carriageway after the impact, watched by horrified drivers who stopped to help.
We saw a black BMW whiz past us at very, very high speed. The next thing we knew, there was a van and it went up in the air. The BMW, they must have clashed. The van went up in the air and then rolled about 3 times down into the ditch. So we got out to make sure everybody was okay. Both the people in the van managed to get out, which I'm very shocked about.
But there's a surprise in store for Pete. In the filling station next to the scene are the van driver and his passenger, clearly shocked, but apparently unhurt.
Hello, all right.
Well, I guess you could say that. We're walking and talking, so that's
That'll
good.
do. Excellent.
I think to say what's not left of that van, we shouldn't be here. I just felt this massive shove up the back, and then it's like everything folded in round us, and then it was like, I knew we were going upside down across the floor. I know.
But there's still one driver unaccounted for, the man in the black BMW. If he's wandered off, his life could be in real danger. They must find him. On a dual carriageway near the market town of Thirsk, the team is looking for a missing patient, the driver of this car, who's disappeared after a high-speed collision with a van.
Those guys, which car were they from?
They were in the van.
They were in the van?
Yeah.
So
where's the driver for that car? I mean, at least everyone got up and walked, but where's the driver?
I said there's nobody in when we turned up, so...
No, not us. Literally everyone was being ushered that way by the police.
Despite the force of the impact, the main structure of the BMW is intact, but the driver could still be seriously hurt. Pete and Adi need to locate him.
We can't find the person that was in this car. We found the people that were in the van, and they're just walking wounded, seem okay. But whoever's been in this car, we've no idea where they are.
But then...
The driver of the black car, do you know where, have you got him?
He's in the back of my colleague's car there.
Right, has anyone had a look at him yet?
Oh, not that I'm aware of, I've only just got here. I was going to ask you, where's the van driver?
The van driver, both gone for a sig.
So we're going northbound. That coloured BMW went absolutely steaming south. We said 3-figure speeds.
Yeah. That's lost it into here. And then the beam has skidded and gone into there and then come out of the field again.
Because the police have witnessed him. The police were going northbound, and they witnessed him going southbound.
Yeah,
at a good rate of knots. Yeah.
3 figures.
Yeah.
This thing won't do 3 figures.
It's probably the most badly damaged car I've ever seen anybody walk out of. We've been to people in a lot worse condition in cars that are in a lot better condition than that.
The occupants are very lucky to be alive, never mind uninjured.
The van driver and his passenger are going to hospital to be fully examined.
The driver, he's got full recollection of what happened. His mate said he's not had a fit or anything. They were driving along and then this beam has come flying past and taken him out.
Pete eventually manages to speak to the BMW driver, who is with the police. He doesn't want to undergo a full examination, and Pete can't force him.
If the other driver lets us have a look at him and changes his mind, we'll have a look at him as well. But at the moment, he's not really bothered about me speaking to him at all.
As night draws in, the crew of Helimed 99 can pack up to make the short hop home. Against all the odds, their medical skills were not required. It's the start of a new day at the team's Nostell Air Base. At the beginning of every shift, the crew do a thorough check of the chopper, the fuel, ruling out contamination. The pilot's expert eye scrutinises the rotors and engine bays, and there's a thorough check of the medical kit. Risk is eliminated before takeoff. But some dangers are unpredictable, and the team are soon on the way to a freak accident in a local market town.
Quick look around. There's just a bird just flying now at 2 o'clock.
We've just been called to a female patient who's in Selby, in Sutton East Yorkshire area. Apparently roof slate's fallen from the height and it's onto the head. We're not sure injury-wise what injury she's sustained. Obviously there's potential there for quite serious head injury if it's become quite a high height that it's fallen from.
About 2 miles from the block of woods, mate.
Up to 50 people are killed every year by falling objects, including slates and roof tiles.
Fire engine's down there now, and there's a police car as well. Okay. Yeah, quite possibly, yeah, maybe it could be, couldn't it?
David,
right, somewhere to land.
Landing in the busy high street is not an option, but pilot Andy Hall wants to get his crew as close as possible.
NS98's about to land on scene. We're having to land distant from scene with it being built up, but just going to land.
With all the navigation equipment left in the helicopter, a bit of local knowledge on the ground can save vital seconds.
You know best way through. There's a ginnel stake through.
Cheers, mate. See you later, bud. So next road across into to land any closer be potentially quite hazardous really. There's a lot of obstructions, a lot of people about. The reports we've got don't suggest there's anything immediately life-threatening, so we've just landed away where there's a bit more space to land safely. This young lady, this.
There she is.
Hi, guys.
Hallelujah. She has been checked over by the first aid from the fire brigade.
Right.
Young mum Kelly Bailey had just come out of a nearby coffee shop when she was struck from above.
So go on, what's happened? We've got a gist of it.
Tiles just fell off and hit me on my head.
Right, so that one there, off the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, you got any pain anywhere?
My head.
Your head? On top of your head?
Yeah.
Right. You weren't knocked out, anything like that? Right. Try and keep your head nice and still. Just turn your head just slightly that way. Does that hurt at all?
No.
No? Back the other way? Does that hurt at all? Right. Just put your chin on your chest. Does that hurt? Right. You got any pain there?
No.
No. No pain in your back?
No.
Okay. You've not been hurt anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
Where all blood is, that's where she was when I saw her. She was sort of bent over.
Right.
She's feeling a bit sick. Obviously, she was shaking with shock. She was worried about the baby. Her baby's there in the pushchair. She did have a little sip of water, but then started to feel sick, so we've said no.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Just wait.
That's fine.
Both mum and baby seem to have been really lucky.
You just got a nick to your head. To be honest, scalp injuries bleed a lot, so they tend to look worse than what they are. Main thing is, not hurt your neck or anything, so we're happy about that.
As well as being heavy, slate tiles can have razor-sharp edges. These tiles have been safely doing their job, keeping the rain out for many years, but the recent high winds may well have loosened them.
Come on, look nice and steady.
Oh, you got numb bum.
Right, just stand straight up a minute, man.
Tony's taking no chances.
Still no pain in your neck? No, your vision's okay? All right.
Kelly's going off the high street and into the local building society for a full examination, where she's reunited with her friend Fiona, who's been looking after their babies.
Just had a walk through town. We were just walking home to get the babies weighed, and then it fell on her from the roof. So, yeah, it was really bad. I couldn't believe it. So I grabbed both prams, and she was just to the floor, so I shouted somebody to ring an ambulance.
It looks like it's been a lucky escape. Just to be safe, Kelly's off to hospital by road for a checkup. But Tony knows it could have been a very different story.
It's that serious. I think it's all been dependent on what angle the tiles they turn. If it were on the straight edge, it could have easily killed her. It's only because it's potentially landed flat, but it hasn't. So although the outcome was a fairly minor injury, the potential for a fatality has been, amazing.
Doctors at York Hospital ruled out any serious injuries after x-rays, and Kelly was soon allowed to return home to baby Logan.
To start with, obviously, I had a bad headache for probably about a week, which you're going to do when something like that hits you from a free-floor building. They put me on some tablets for a month, but I'm fine now.
What stayed with her is how lucky 10-week-old Logan was to escape as slates fell onto the pram.
I was just worried for the babies, really. My friend that I was with said before she knew anything had happened, she said I'd pushed Logan's pram just out of the way, so my instinct must have just been to get him away, and it was just scary because if it had been one of the babies, then it could have been a lot worse.
Mick, the biker blown into the central reservation of the A1, escaped with bruising, but he's yet to return to the saddle. The walker struck down by hypothermia in the Three Peaks made a good recovery after a night of heat therapy. At Sheffield Children's Hospital, Kian, the 12-year-old who plunged from a disused bridge near Rotherham, was found to have a dislocated hip, as well as a broken arm and thigh bone. But at the time, he was more worried about something else.
I was thinking my mum's going to kill me, that I went on that bridge and I won't be able to move for ages.
His mum's just glad he's alive.
Well, obviously I'm really sad and upset, but very, very relieved. It could have been a lot worse, When you look back, he could have fallen on something that could have gone straight through him. He could have fell on his back, could have fell on his head. So as the days have gone by, I think he's been very, very lucky.
And Kian's well on the road to recovery. The driver who declined treatment after a spectacular crash near Thirsk has since been visited by the police, anxious to talk about the speed he was driving his BMW. And in Leeds, 11-year-old Matthew needed extensive surgery after his brush with a stretched limo.
They took some skin from a few places and put it down there because it failed once, so they had to put it there again. And they reconnected it, my bones, with a piece of metal as well.
His head injury turned out to be superficial, and he's hoping to return to school soon with big brother Ryan, who helped care for him in the moments after the accident.
I'm very proud of Ryan. Yeah, it was amazing. I don't think he realises the extent of how much he helped, really. He's sort of brushed it off and, he's been very modest about it.